Welcome back, where we have Dr. Vyas here on behalf of OC Eye Care. Well, welcome. It's nice to see you.
It's nice to see you again as well.
It's been a while. I'm sure you've been very busy. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well.
I know we're almost into February already. It's crazy. So you had a patient come out to you, and they were about dry eye. And we're going to get to that in just a bit, and we have some video to share with everybody, so we'll talk about that. But tell me a little bit about OC Eye Care and why you're different.
Yeah, so we're a boutique practice, and some of the most important things about having a boutique practice is there's no doctor swapping. So I don't know, medicine today is literally you see a different person every time you go to the office, and so that's one major benefit to our practice is I do all the procedures and I see all the patients.
Right.
And so it kind of brings back that human touch and that human relationship back to medicine.
See, that's interesting because you personally are responsible for each one of the patients, whether it's a routine eye exam or if they do have some sort of surgery.
Exactly.
I mean, it's the whole gamut.
Okay. Exactly.
Okay. Good to know, because you're right. Sometimes you go to places and they have too many doctors and you can't see the one doctor, so you have to see somebody else.
Right.
And unfortunately, I think that's why many practices are going, and not just in eye care.
Yep.
So, all right, excellent. So let's talk about dry eye. I mean, lots of people might think that dry eye is from hay fever or something like that, and the only way that they can take care of it is through medication. But there are other things that cause dry eye.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. So just being on medications that can actually cause dry eye, they decrease like our salivary glands in the same way they would decrease our tearing. Other things like LASIK, for example, we sever the corneal nerve so you don't get that feedback to tear. And then just the environment. As we age, there's debris that kind of clogs some of the glands that produce the evaporative protective layer,
Right.
so our tears don't evaporate. So lots of different reasons why, and it typically gets worse as we age.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't everything?
True.
Everything seems to. All right, well, traditional treatment for dry eye has been?
Yeah, so there's anything from just artificial tears, preservative artificial tears, which you have to just essentially keep putting into your eye whenever they feel dry. And then there's things like punctal plugs where they block the drainage so that the tear stays in the eye. And then there's medications and all kinds of other more serious things that alter your eye and have side effects as well.
Okay.
So there's a big gamut of what you can do.
Right, but there's something new that is now is this FDA approved?
It's FDA approved, yes.
Okay. All right.
And it's essentially a way for us to use our natural oil on our eyelids to prevent our tears from evaporating. So we do it. It's natural. It's basically all natural. You don't need anything else to kind of.
Okay, so we're looking at the procedures. So is this the most extreme cases though of dry eye, or it could be anyone?
It could be anyone, extreme or fairly mild. And the beauty is, again, imagine like margarine, like our oil glands are like margarine. When you put it in a fridge, it gets really hard.
Okay.
Same thing happens in our glands, that the oil kind of gets hard and it no longer expresses itself.
Oh.
And so this procedure essentially heats those glands. Like imagine that same margarine, and you put it in, or butter, you put it in the microwave and it liquefies.
Okay.
So that's the kind of crux of what's happening.
So, but you start with eye drops. So what are these eye drops doing?
So the eye drops, we just use those to numb the eye.
Oh, okay.
For the procedure portion where we actually express the glands.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. And here we're watching you put something on the eyes, and I had thought it looked a lot like those TENS units, but it's not that at all.
It's similar. It's a heating pad, essentially. It's just a localized heating pad. And we're essentially applying heat to those oil glands so that they can liquefy and become easier to express.
So you would then, by doing this, it allows you to do what?
It allows your glands to open and actually secrete that protective oil layer so that your tears don't evaporate.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you have to do what you're saying. You have to excrete it. So you have to squeeze that to. Is that because it had blockage?
Exactly right. So you can actually do the heating portion at home with just a warm washcloth or something like that. But some people need help because the glands are kind of blocked or stenose, kind of bogged down.
Okay.
So some people need help with the expression of the gland. So that's where I'd come in, and we actually kind of massage and kind of milk those glands so that they're nice and open, And in the video, you can probably see there's some oil that comes out.
Yeah. And then how long does this procedure take?
It takes about 15 minutes or so.
Okay.
So it's most of the time is the application of the heat.
Yeah.
And just the expression of the glands takes about 5 minutes.
And then how long will it last someone? I mean, this procedure?
Yeah, so it's variable. Depends on the person, kind of like how much makeup is applied to the area, how much you're in the dirt or the elements, how much debris gets in there. But most of the time, people can count on about 3 months or so of the lasting effects of the expression.
Okay, and then they would come back and do it again?
If they need to, yeah.
Okay.
If they feel like, for example, itching, burning comes back, they notice they have to blink a lot to see. Any of those types of things, they just come back and get. You can do it as many times as you need to.
And then for the period of time that you said the 3 months, do they have to use anything additional, like drops or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay.
That's the beauty. So because it's opening up your natural oil glands, it's almost like an oil change for the eye. So the beauty is you don't have to do anything after that's done.
Right.
And there's no complications either.
Okay. Now, of course, everyone is probably saying, oh my gosh, I wonder if Medicare takes care of that.
Not yet. Medicare is unfortunately a little bit slow to get things kind of approved.
Right.
So not yet, but maybe in the near, maybe 5 years or so, they may approve it.
And you and I were talking off camera, it's like, every time something comes up that's really amazing or new, it does take a long time for insurance to catch up. So,
it does.
Of course, people would have to contact you to make sure that, well, number one, they were a candidate, and number two, what the costs were and things like that.
Exactly. Yep,
okay.
Exactly.
All right. Well, excellent. Well, this is great news. There's always more and more wonderful technology for our eyes.
Yeah. The more natural, the better, too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. It was nice to see you.
Of course. It's nice seeing you as well.
Take it easy. And of course, if you want more information about this new procedure, you can always get in touch with OC Eye Care at oci.com, or you can call them at 949-386-8440. We'll be right back.